Mi gente, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Real Estate Talk Show, Homebuying 101 with Sebastian Cordoba, Mr. Clear to Close. Guys, this week, super excited because not only do I have a very special guest, but we're going to be talking about some very important topics, like different myths that we have about purchasing your first home, right? And then what are the benefits of you buying versus renting? So please give it up because I have a special guest. I have Mircia Leguizamon from Steve Bremis Realty Group. So guys, like it, comment, share, subscribe it. Don't miss it. All right, so please make big round of applause, make some noise for Mircia. Mircia, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with you and of course with all of you. And hopefully today we can break some of those myths that people have in the little brain about buying a home.
That's right, and I'm super excited. So before we get into all these important topics, Mircia, let's get to know who's Mircia.
Who's Mircia? I don't even know who Mircia is. I wear so many hats that I hardly know myself. But the first thing I can tell you, I'm a mother.
Nice.
I'm a mother of two beautiful girls. I love God, and I'm a realtor. I'm also a journalist, and I also work for the state. I come from a very, family-oriented Ruth, and I'm from the Dominican Republic.
Oh!
Yes.
Which is a beautiful country, and the people are just as beautiful. Yes.
Thank you.
So let's get right into it because I know this is a very hot topic. So myths, we keep hearing about all these crazy myths, but what's, I guess, the most popular myth that you really just want to get in here and break and say it's not true?
So one of the first thing I hear when I talk to someone about buying, it's like, Mircia, are you crazy? Where do you think I'm going to get all this money? Like, where do you think I have 20% of the purchase price for a down payment?
20%. So one of the myths is that people are putting down 20%.
Yeah.
They think that they have to.
They think that they have to put down 20%. You do not have to put down 20%. There's a bunch of programs out there that can help you with your down payment assistance. There's different programs in a loan, right, that the bank offer that you could do. Depend on the program, 0 down.
Yes.
There's some that you do 3.5.
Yes.
There's other that is 3%. And the max that I know of that I have worked with is a 5%. And if it's you're buying a multifamily, or if that's going to be your second home, but not, honestly, I have never had anyone that have to put down 20%, unless you're like a super investor who owns a bunch of property. And of course, if you have all that property, you have the money to put down 20%.
I love it. And you're absolutely correct, Mircia, because there are a lot of programs out there where you can purchase with 0% down, right? Whether you get grant money from the city, the state, or you get a down payment assistance from a loan program, like you said. But if you have money to put in, which I always suggest you do, because now you've got some meat in the game. Think about it as an investment where it's going to multiply a lot quicker in there than in the bank, right? But you can purchase with 3% down, right? 3.5 or 5%, like you said, even on multifamily. So.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because that doesn't mean that we don't want you to have, save some money. No, we want to see that. We want to see that you're prepared for all the responsibility that comes with being a homeowner. But what we want you to understand is that you don't need 20% down to buy your first home.
Yes, and I think one other important thing we want to clarify is, let's say you don't have any money saved up. I think one of the biggest mistakes that we see is people wait until they have an amount that they think they need to purchase a home. Well, then they get to a year later and they have the money saved up and they go to their lender then, say, I got the money, right? But now let's look at everything. And hey, wait, I got to look at your credit. I got to look at your employment history. We got to work on this.
And debt to income.
Yes, you got to work on that too,
That's another thing. Oh, okay, yeah, I have all this money saved. I'm ready. No, you're not.
Right.
Let's see. Okay, you have all this money here saved. but how much you owe on your credit card.
Yes.
How much do you just bought a car?
Yeah.
All those things are things that you need to talk to your realtor or your, your mortgage person and talk about how ready are you.
Yeah.
Because you might be more ready than you think.
Yes. Yes. So I think the biggest advice there is, like you're saying, Mircia, is talk to your professional, your real estate professional, your local lender that you want to reach out to, make sure that they have your best interests at heart. And remember, our job as a bank is to tell you what the maximum amount is that you can qualify for. But at the end of the day, you need to understand how much you can afford and how much you want to pay per month.
That's right.
Right.
And I think another myth is that people believe that you, the bank, that you require that the home that they just bought to be fixed completely and to be perfect. And that's not true. You can buy a house that needs rehab, and there are programs out there that the bank can help you. But as long as the house is in livable condition, the bank will work with you. If it's an FHA loan, which we could go, it's extend this, explaining what an FHA is.
For hours.
But if it's an FHA loan, then they require a little bit extra than a conventional loan. But there are loans out there that you don't need to buy the perfect home. You are going to make that house your home, your perfect home. The bank has no saying whatsoever on this. On the contrary, they can help you purchase that home, and they can help you rehab that home.
Exactly, because there's a lot of measures that go into it to make sure that the repairs into that property brings up the value sufficient enough for the bank to make sure it holds up its value, right? That it's worth the investment. But one very little tip is, anybody thinking about renovation loans, there are two different types, right? There's FHA 203Ks, which in itself has two, a limited and a standard, but then there's also a conventional rehab loan, and that one is a little more flexible. So that one can even let you build and construct or rehab luxury items like pools, like additions, like new kitchen, and different things where an FHA 203K does not. Is really looking at structural damage, where you got to make sure you're working with that right professional to understand what your end goal is.
You said a pool?
A pool with the home style. It's called a home style renovation loan. So they can actually put money towards your in-ground pool or any luxury items that you want to build.
Now you know who you need to call to find out about this.
So, before we kind of leave this topic, is there any last myth that you want to leave us with?
Another myth is you don't need to have all the money saved. Let's say you did not qualify for any down payment assistance, and now you're worried that, oh yeah, but I don't qualify because of my credit or because my income is too high. I don't qualify for that, but I don't have enough money saved. Hey, you can receive a gift from a family member, and they can help you with your down payment. As a Latina, I'm going to say this. Please do not have the money under your mattress.
No, please, no. Por favor, no.
No, you have to have it, or your family member needs to have that money in a bank account.
Yeah. Not under their mattress.
Not under their mattress. It needs to come straight from their bank account to you, and that can help you with the purchase of your home.
Yes, and don't feel like you guys are by yourself when you're in the middle of this transaction, because you should be able to contact your lender, your realtor, and ask them how you need to successfully transfer the money over from your family member as a gift into your bank account, and track it and document it so you're not losing out on the opportunity to use that money for the purchase.
Exactly. So the point here is surround yourself with a group of professionals that are going to help you and guide you.
Yes. Awesome. So, all right. So I know the next important topic is we're going to go over the different benefits that, that we have of buying versus renting.
I'm going to be very blunt.
Yes.
It's making someone else rich or you becoming rich. That's my point right there. So whenever you're paying rent and rent and rent, you're paying that house for someone else. Imagine that you live in a 3-story building. With the money that each tenant is paying that landlord, he's paying the mortgage, his car, the college of his kid, just with the mortgage he's receiving from you. So that could be you receiving that kind of money from someone else. So renting, if it's the only option that you think right now, let me tell you, it's not your only option. Let's just work together to get you to be the owner.
Exactly. And then if you can't buy now, we'll tell you what you need to do in order to buy next year and 2 years, but at least you know.
You know.
Right.
It's the point is take some action now to get you ready to get out of that.
Right.
So people are going to say, oh, renting it's better. You don't have the responsibility. No. You're putting money into a bank account. Yeah. Basically, you're saving for your future, for your retirement, for your kids' college tuition, and all that. So that's my number one benefit. It's an investment. It's money that you're throwing
back into your pocket.
Exactly.
Oh, the mortgage.
The mortgage
yes,
payment.
So you're putting it back into your
pocket.
Back
into your pocket.
Yeah, where like what you're saying is when you're renting, you're basically paying your landlord's mortgage.
Yeah.
Right.
You are, and everything else.
And everything else, yeah, and then that luxury car that.
Another benefit. Yes. I mean, it's more space. More space for you and your family, more private. Nobody can tell you, well, the city can come and say some regulations. You cannot go crazy doing whatever you want. But it's basically, it's your house. So you do whatever you want with it. Nobody can come and tell you the music is too loud, you're running inside the apartment, or your kid colored the wall. It's your house. They can do whatever they want, and you are the one setting the rules.
Love it. And that's the beautiful piece, I think, is aside from all this equity and all the capital and all these good financial benefits that you're seeing is also, thinking about making the memories and building your own place. And it's just a whole beautiful picture altogether.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, beautiful. We have all these benefits. I guess the last piece that we want to leave, our beautiful viewers with is, what's kind of the process? I know the important process of when you're purchasing a home, right?
There's a few steps. As I said to you, as a personal preference, I preferred a client that comes knowing nothing, and I can work with them and get them to the finish line. Some realtor prefer that the client comes with a pre-approval, but he comes with a pre-approval, but does he really understand what he has? Did someone really explain the numbers and the process and all that? So to me, the first step would be register for a first-time home buyer class. Once you take that class, then you go and you talk to the lender. Okay, the lender is going to give you that pre-approval, but you are going to be able to ask questions and better understand what the lender is telling you. Because, I mean, it could be confusing.
Yeah.
But when you take that class, it can sound like really overwhelming, but it's worth it. You get so much out of it. And when you sit down with the lender and they're talking about premiums and PMI and this and that. I remember the first time I heard about PMI, I was like, PM what? So that would be first step, take a class. Second, contact your lender. Get that pre-approval. Once you get that pre-approval, come back to me and let's start hunting for houses. And once you find the house that you would know when you walk into a house.
You can tell too.
You can tell. Yeah, it's that click with that house. We put an offer. Then once that offer get accepted.
That's where the party starts.
No, that's where the stress starts. And all the documents and all the things that you guys as lender require. And then after that, an inspection, and if everything will well, closing day, which is
the most exciting.
That's when the party starts. I said, do not celebrate until you sign those documents.
You got those keys in your hand.
Do not celebrate. Anything could happen. I don't want to sound like, but anything can happen prior to that.
I love it. Those are wise words, people, all right? So take note. That is powerful. So,
yes,
Mircia, that is amazing.
No, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. And hey, do not hesitate, okay? Have faith. You will be able to buy your home. You just got to be patient and responsible with your finance and with your credit. And we can help you.
I love it. So thank you for leaving us with that last piece of knowledge, advice, and that motivation. Thank you. Thank you, Pero.
Yes.
Mircia, but more importantly, what's the best way for everyone to be able to reach out to you?
If you want to reach out to me, you can call me 857-318-3095. You can look for me in all the social media, Mircia Leguizamon, or you can send me an email, mirciakelly@gmail.com. 857-318-3095. I will be more than happy to walk with you throughout the process.
Amazing, Mircia. So again, thank you so much.
Sebastian.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
It was a pleasure.
No, it was my pleasure. Will we see you again?
Yes, I will be back.
We will see her back. And mi gente, thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. We look forward to seeing you next week. Please like it, comment, share, subscribe it, and God bless.